The year 2018 is on year to be the 4th warmest on recording, on to the Planet Weather Organization. It says how the world ordinary heat for the first 10 months of the year was almost 1°C over the levels among 1850 to 1900. The Country of the Environment paper says how the 20 warmest year on recording include been in the history 22 year, in the 2015 to 2018 manufacturing up the top 4 persons. If the tendency continues, the WMO says temperature may growth by 3-5°C by 2100. The heat growth for 2018 comes of 5 alone kept world information sets. The WMO says how one of the factors how has lightly chilled 2018 compared to early year was the La Nina weather event that is related in reduce rather than ordinary sea shallow temperature. Disappointed, yours web browser cannot screen the map independently of the impacts of these events. Scientists say the length-term heating tendency has extended in 2018 and they spot to sea standard growth, sea acidation and icehouse molten as examples of environment changing. We are not on path to encounter environment changing targets and restrain in heat increases, told WMO Secretariat General Petteri Tullas. Hothouse gas concentrations are one day once again at recording levels, and if the present tendency continues we may see heat increases 3-5°C by the end of the age, he told. It is cost echoing one day once again how we are the first general to completely know environment changing and the recent general to be capable to do thing on it, told Mr. Tullas. The WMO paper says how for the largest latter 10 years, 2009 to 2018, the ordinary heat growth was over the before industrial base that is certain as creature among 1850 to 1900. For the history 5 year, the ordinary was. These are more than rather than fair numbers, told WMO Vice Secretariat General Elena Monahankova. Each faction of a extent of heating makes a distinction to humane public health and accessing to meal and crisp water supply, to the death of animals and seedling, to the surviving of coralline pitfalls and sea lifetime. It makes a distinction to economical performance, meal safety and to the elasticity of our infrastructure facilities and cities. It makes a distinction to the rate of icehouse, molten and water supplies, and the next of cheap lying islands and coast communities. Each additional bit matters. The WMO paper key points several of the considerable events of 2018. In the Hindu country of Kerala more than rather than 5 millionth human beings were struck by floods. As in Japan, hundreds of human beings were annihilated by flood. Down there were as well warmth wave propagation in big components of Europe consisting the UK guideline to wildfires in several places consisting Scandinavia. In July and August down there were multiple recording top temperature polar of the Arctic round. Helsinki saw 25 serial days in temperature over 25°C. Down there were main wildfires in the US in the Camping Flame in November pretending the largest lives of any flame in above a age in the US. Greece as well had loss of life of fires, time UK Columbia ruined its recording for the largest earth burnt in a flame time of year. Scientists implicated in preparation the paper say how the fingerprint of environment changing can now be more than obviously seen. This heating inflicted by these hothouse gas emissions is already precise at the world scope, told Professor Tim Osborne of the College of East Anglia, who stipulated several of the information utilized in the WMO analyse. This bang-on effects for our provincial climates and for harsh weather events are start to come of the backdrop variation of our weather. The WMO Country of the Environment paper is one of a abundance of latter research teaching how are intended to report convention delegates to following 1 week's UN environment negotiations in Poland. Negotiators will try to complete the guideline volume of the Paris Environment Agreement and to growth their commitments to cut carbon sequestration.